Someone can offer you support, and your first instinct is to shrink, to refuse, to explain why you do not need it, to prove you can handle everything alone. And at first, that may seem like independence, but sometimes it is not independence. Sometimes it is an old identity that learned support was unsafe. You may want love. You may want help. You may want ease. You may want someone to show up for you. But when support actually appears, your body does not always relax. Sometimes your body braces. Sometimes your mind starts calculating what you owe. Sometimes you feel guilty for receiving something you did not struggle for. Sometimes you immediately think, I should not need this. I do not want to be a burden. What if they expect something back? What if this disappears? And that is where receiving becomes uncomfortable. Not because the support is wrong, but because being supported is unfamiliar. This is one of the quieter parts of the manifesting state. Many people think receiving means the desire finally arrives, and everything feels easy. But sometimes the desire arrives in a form your old identity does not know how to hold yet. Support can arrive and still feel strange. Kindness can arrive and still feel suspicious. Ease can arrive and still feel undeserved. For example, maybe you are at work. You have been carrying too much. You are trying to prove that you are capable. You are trying to be dependable. You are trying not to look overwhelmed. Then someone says, I can take that part off your plate. And before you even think, you respond, no, it's okay. I've got it. But you do not have it. You are tired. You are stretched thin. You needed the help. But the old version of you learned that being capable meant never needing support. So instead of receiving, you perform strength. That is not always confidence. Sometimes that is fear wearing the mask of responsibility. Or maybe a friend sees that you are having a hard week. They offer to bring food, or help you with an errand, or sit with you for a while. And part of you wants to say yes, but another part of you becomes uncomfortable. You start thinking, I do not want to inconvenience them. They probably have other things to do. I should be able to handle this myself. So you minimize the need. You say you are fine. You make the moment smaller than it really is. Not because you do not want support, but because receiving support means letting someone see that you are human. And for some people, that feels vulnerable. Or maybe you are in a relationship where someone is actually consistent. They follow through. They listen. They remember what matters to you. They do not make you beg for basic care. But instead of relaxing, you feel uncertain. You wonder if there is a catch. You wait for the shift. You become suspicious of the peace. Not because the care is fake, but because inconsistency used to feel normal. So steady support feels unfamiliar. And when something feels unfamiliar, the old identity may call it unsafe. This matters deeply in the manifesting state. Because receiving is not just getting something. Receiving is allowing yourself to remain open when something good reaches you. And that is not always easy. The old identity may know how to chase. It may know how to earn. It may know how to struggle. It may know how to prove. But receiving asks for something different. It asks you to stop gripping. It asks you to stop rejecting ease just because effort feels more familiar. It asks you to let something meet you without immediately trying to pay for it emotionally. That can bring up a lot, because if struggle has been part of your identity, then ease can feel suspicious. If you are used to being the strong one, support can feel like weakness. If you are used to being overlooked, care can feel confusing. If you are used to earning every bit of approval, love can feel strange when it comes freely. And this is where many people accidentally block what they asked for. They say they want support, but when support appears, they dismiss it. They say they want love, but when love arrives calmly, they question it. They say they want ease, but when life becomes easier, they create pressure again. They say they want to receive, But when receiving requires softness, they retreat back into control. That does not mean they failed. It means the identity is still adjusting. So what helps? The next time support appears, pause before rejecting it. Do not automatically say, I'm fine. Do not automatically say, you do not have to. Do not automatically explain why you can handle it. Just pause. Let the offer exist for a moment. Then ask yourself, am I saying no because this is not right for me? Or am I saying no because being supported feels unfamiliar? That question matters because not every offer is aligned. Not every person deserves access to you. Not every form of help is actually healthy. Receiving does not mean abandoning discernment, but it does mean you stop rejecting care just because your old identity does not know what to do with it. A simple practice is this: when something supportive appears, receive a little longer than feels comfortable. Let the compliment land. Let the person help. Let the easier option be easy. Let the door open without immediately looking for the catch. Let yourself say, thank you, that would help. And then stop talking. Do not explain why you need it. Do not apologize for receiving. Do not rush to balance the scale immediately. Just let your system experience being supported without turning it into a debt. That is how receiving starts becoming normal. Small moments matter. Let someone hold the door without feeling awkward. Let someone compliment your work without deflecting. Let someone offer guidance without assuming they think you are incapable. Let someone care without immediately questioning their motive. Let rest be available without earning it through exhaustion first. These are not small things. These are identity shifts, because every time you receive without shrinking, the old identity loses authority. Every time you allow help without shame, your nervous system learns something new. Every time you let care reach you without pushing it away, you become more available for the reality you said you wanted. That is the manifesting state in real life. Not just imagining the outcome, not just affirming that you are supported, but allowing support when it actually appears in ordinary moments. That is where the state becomes embodied, because the version of you who is supported does not reject every form of support. The version of you who is loved does not treat steady care like danger. The version of you who receives does not turn every gift into guilt. That version lets life meet them. And yes, at first it may feel strange. You may feel exposed. You may feel emotional. You may feel like you should be doing more. But that does not mean support is wrong. It may simply mean support is new. So if support has been showing up lately, through people, through opportunities, through help, through ease, through moments where you no longer have to carry everything alone, take a moment there. Do not push it away just because struggle feels more familiar. You may not need to chase harder. You may need to let more in. Subscribe and enter your manifesting state.